Over the last 7 years of being completely self-employed, I've seen my content-based businesses go from 5 figures to 6 figures and even 7 figures annually. I've also seen things go in the opposite direction during the hard times, and the lessons learned during that have been invaluable. But what I've learned on this journey myself is that there's actually just 5 simple mistakes out there that nearly every business owner out there is making that's preventing them from having a 7-figure business themselves. And whether we're talking about a landscaping business, a digital marketing agency, no matter what the business is, you're seeing these same 5 mistakes being repeated over and over again. Trust me when I say this, you're going to want to stick around to the very end, because this is going to be a synthesized version of everything I've learned in the last 7 years of being in business for myself, packed into this video. The very first mistake that is certainly holding you back, especially if you're in the content business, is failing to treat each one of your viewers as a potential customer. While a lot of content creators will use their digital storefront as a way to promote other people's products, almost like a consignment shop where you are selling other people's stuff and earning small commissions in the process. And while you can make some amount of money doing this, the ones who are making the lion's share of the profit is the actual owners of those products or services that you are promoting in your digital storefront. So tying this back to the content-based business specifically, you shouldn't just be an affiliate for other people's products out there. Instead, you should really sell your own product. And in this digital age, digital products are one of the best things to actually go out there and sell. Maybe it's a cooking course for beginners and you charge $97. Well, in that case, with a digital product, you're not dealing with inventory, returns, or anything like that. If you are getting returns, it can be handled automatically. There's no items being shipped back and forth. Now, for the next lesson here, let's revisit the analogy of having a physical storefront for your business. When you go to a coffee shop, clothing store, or really any brick and mortar retail location, there's almost always some type of incentive being offered in exchange for sharing your email or phone number with them. Why? Well, that's because having a direct line of communication with your customers is extremely valuable. And the same is true with an online business. So the first step is to treat your viewers as potential customers, and the second step here would be to track those customers by collecting information on them. Think about this, for example. If somebody comes into your storefront just one time, or maybe they view a piece of your digital content just one time, that gives you one single opportunity to sell them something. And here's the thing, repeat customers are more valuable than new customers coming in, and it's a heck of a lot easier to drum up repeat business than getting new sales. It's also extremely important to keep track of your leads and customers, and having a tool to do so can streamline your communication effectively to close more deals. In fact, there are tools out there that are specifically designed for this exact purpose of streamlining and managing your communications with your leads and customers. Now, let me tell you about what is perhaps the perfect solution here with our video sponsor, Nextiva. Nextiva is a robust communication system designed to help you manage all aspects of communication with your customers as well as new leads coming in. This is an AI-driven platform for seamless, personalized customer interactions across all channels. With Nextiva, you can create a personalized communication experience for every individual customer or lead that comes into your ecosystem. You'll get access to a powerful suite of tools designed to help you better connect with your clients, all while leveraging AI tools designed to help you save both time and hassle. Nextiva brings all talk, text, chat, and video into one single easy-to-use platform, and it even offers features for your entire team to collaborate on this in one single place. With Nextiva, you'll get unlimited business texting, an auto attendant, voice analytics, and more. You can even create phone numbers in different area codes. These features can make your business look as professional as a Fortune 500 company. Nextiva is one of the easiest ways that I know of to potentially grow your business in 2024. This is the year to level up your business, lower costs, and take full advantage of artificial intelligence. Go to trynextiva.com/Ryan Scribner, which is also linked up in the description below, to get up to 50% 10% off your plan today. Talk to an Nextiva rep today to see if it's a good fit for you. Now let's get back to the third mistake that's potentially holding you back from having a 7-figure business. Now this next mistake is one that probably 90% of business owners out there are making, and that is failing to create systemized solutions. Simply put, a lot of businesses out there are selling a product or service that is tailored to their customers' specific needs. While this can seem like a positive, the downside to this is that these custom solutions require a lot of work, as well as a lengthy sales and onboarding process. Let's say, for example, you have a web design agency and you offer web design services for all sorts of different businesses and professionals out there. If someone comes into your digital storefront, perhaps after watching a helpful YouTube video that you've made, well, one of the very first questions, if not the first question that they're going to ask is, how much is your service? Well, the problem is it's going to be a lot more time consuming and expensive to create a website for a restaurant that has 5 locations versus creating a 1-page website for an artist. So your answer to their question about how much does it cost is going to be a series of questions where you learn more about their business and most likely hop on a call with them to understand their specific needs. Finally, after you invest hours of your time into this, you're going to tell them the price, and they're either going to say yes or they're going to say no. The problem here is you're going to get a lot of no's in business, no matter what business that you do, and you need to make sure that you're not wasting hours and hours of your time on what turns into a no. Instead, what you have to do is create a systemized approach where you are navigating each lead and customer through the exact same series of steps. For a web design business, this could simply mean creating different packages that you offer. That way, your leads could simply review your pricing right on your website without having to spend hours on a phone call with you. And sure, it's always good to get on a phone call with somebody to close the deal, or perhaps you end up having a closer on your team. But the beauty of this is that with a systemized approach, you're setting expectations before they get on that call, and you're avoiding any sticker shock when they see the price for your services, and you're weeding out a lot of those no's earlier on in the sales process. You want to think of this as a virtual assembly line. When Ford created the Model T, for example, each vehicle went through the same exact steps in the same order, and as such, they were built in the same way. If every person out there who bought a Model T was able to customize them, and each sale started off with an exploratory phone call, then Ford would never have been the success that they turned into. But here's the thing, nothing we've talked about so far is going to matter if you make the fourth mistake in business, and that is failing to value yourself correctly. And having talked to hundreds of entrepreneurs, I can tell you that this mistake comes from 2 avenues in most cases. The first is either underestimating the amount of work required to get the job done, or second of all, you might not have confidence in the solution that you created that you're bringing to the market. Look, we all struggle with confidence issues, so if that's the case, you might want to get some personal development books and boost your confidence. But in most cases, this actually comes down to the other avenue, which is failing to understand how much work is actually going to be involved with what you are doing. And here's the cool part. When you create a systemized solution, you're going to automatically know exactly how much work is involved with that particular product or service. For example, at Ford, they could tell you exactly how much time, energy, and materials go into creating a vehicle, and you need to be able to do the exact same thing with whatever it is that you are selling. So when you create these systemized solutions, you're actually killing at least 2 birds with 1 stone, because number 1, it's going to simplify your sales process as well as weed out some of those people who may not be willing to spend, and number 2, it's going to help you value what you're offering appropriately because you know exactly what goes into it. And here's another pitfall you have to avoid. When you're figuring out the true cost of whatever it is that you're doing, you shouldn't just factor it in based on you yourself completing that work. You also need to factor in your cost should you need to hire this out to a web designer yourself if you get too busy, and you yourself would need to focus on just growing and scaling the business while you leverage a team of freelancers perhaps. this. A lot of business owners out there make the mistake of setting their pricing based on themselves being the ones doing the work, and they often value their own time at $0 per hour. The problem with this is you're going to end up charging too little, and then when you have to go out and hire somebody to take on that workload, all of a sudden you realize your pricing doesn't make any sense and you're not charging nearly enough to cover the true cost of having that work completed. I can tell you for certain it's a lot easier to value yourself appropriately at the onset and fully understand the work involved with what it is that you're doing, and then setting your pricing accordingly from the beginning versus charging too little and then having to increase your prices substantially later on. And look, if you guys have gotten value out of this video so far, do me a favor and drop a like as well as subscribe and hit that bell. We're going to get into the final mistake now, and that is going out and creating multiple solutions to a series of different problems before maxing out the potential of solving just one problem as efficiently and effectively as possible. An example of this could be having a website design agency, but then deciding to also offer social media marketing at the same time. And while there are tons of businesses out there that are vertically integrated that are offering a variety of different services, you can't go out there and be doing this all at once. Instead, what I'd recommend doing is creating one ideal systemized solution to whatever particular problem you feel you are best suited to address in the market. Then you should aim to become the very best at whatever it is that you do before deciding to go out and tackle another problem that exists in the marketplace. Now, once you have achieved near market saturation, where you have scaled this up as much as possible within your vertical, that might be the time to go out and decide to offer another systemized solution that could relate to whatever it is that you're already offering to your customers. But what I see happen more often than not is business owners juggling multiple different solutions when they haven't even created one good systemized solution, and this becomes a stressful mess for them. Maybe once you have your first business vertical running like a well-oiled Model T production line, it might at that point make sense to offer another systemized solution, especially if you can sell that to your same existing customers. But what you don't want to do is go out there and offer a new solution just because your customers ask you to do it. You would only want to go out there and do that if it truly made sense for your business. At the end of the day, creating a $1 million business is actually a lot simpler than it seems, and having a business that makes less money is often far more complicated. There are countless $1 million and multi-million-dollar businesses out there that simply provide one systemized solution and follow the other steps outlined in this video. So don't make the mistake of thinking that creating all of these different solutions to different problems in the market is some form of diversification. All you're going to be doing is spreading yourself too thin. Instead, aim to be the very best at whatever it is that you do, and then grow that solution to be as large as possible before going out and creating another systemized solution. And all of this stems from treating each one of your viewers as a potential customer and then collecting information on them. That way you can market to them on an ongoing basis. So don't forget to click the sponsored link in the description below to see if Nextiva is a good fit for scaling your business in 2024. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell for all notifications of future videos. You can click below to watch my video about the best digital side hustles for 2024, and I hope to see you there.